Marshall skips away. Marshall skips away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside.
Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing.
Bennett and the Dragons win the grand final.
Whips that one away, and Kane Williamson and his team now World Test champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TGIF podcast. Thank God it's footy. Hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas and the New Year's celebrations go well this week. But as usual, here with my mate Nat. How was your week, my friend?
Yeah, good to be back, listeners. Welcome back as always. Now, yeah, it's been good. Obviously, the festive season is in full flight now, which is nice. So, plenty of time to sit back and relax. I think it's this nice period of the Christmas season now where you've got everything out of the way, and now you can actually enjoy all the things you've got for Christmas and all the food and drinks that you want over the next week or so. So it's nice. I've been in the water probably 2 or 3 times a day, which has been good. Swims at the tides have been nice. So good for a wake up, and a few late nights watching the darts, and it's been good. It's nice to be able to put my feet up and rest now, as we look forward to the new year.
Yeah, a bit of relaxation time. Yeah, exactly. Lovely to be on holidays. Plenty of horizontal time. Been in the water plenty. Got myself a nice pair of flash new golf shoes.
Yeah, we both did. A couple of nice new sets of shoes. So it hasn't helped the game just yet, but
yeah, hopefully over
crossed.
the next few rounds they'll be allowing us to drop a couple of shots here or there. But yeah, got a bit of the old dirty knee last night. So
you did too. Congratulations.
That's a bit of big news for myself and my fiance now. I have to get used to calling her that.
Yeah, very awesome, very exciting times.
But yeah, shall we crack on with it? Plenty to rip into this week with the return of the Premier League. The World Dart Championships are in full swing, and a couple of Boxing Day tests on the agenda. But first of all, a bit of sad news this morning that we were probably more or less expecting, like you said, over the last couple of weeks. But it's always sad when the day comes, and one of the all-time GOATs, Pele, unfortunately perishing this morning.
Yeah, really sad to see. Obviously, we spoke about it a few weeks ago that possibly, holding on to see how Brazil can go throughout the World Cup.
Yep.
And unfortunately for him, it wasn't to be. But what a career. Obviously, one of those players, that sort of. I think, like your dad said today, set the pace for a lot of other players, in terms of how Brazilians play the game, and how the skillfulness of the game, and what a goal scorer he was as well. So a really unreal career, and quite sad for the world of football.
Yeah, look, you talk to anyone 5-10 years ago, it's either Pele or Maradona was the GOAT until this new class, obviously Messi and Ronaldo came along to shake things up. But 1,000 goals was it in his career?
Oh, something like that, something crazy.
3 World Cups, I think you'd have to say, would be the crowning glory there.
Oh, well and truly, yeah.
But even if you don't consider him the greatest of all time anymore, I'm sure he'll forever be known as Brazil's greatest.
Oh yeah, exactly. He's got to be up there. If he's not your top, he's got to be somewhere, near that podium finish.
Yeah, unless someone comes along and wins 4 World Cups, which Mbappe might do it, but what a goal scorer, like you said, what a player. The achievements go on and on and on, but rest in peace.
Yeah, sad, obviously, like we said, but rest in peace to the legend, and I'm sure there'll
his
be
legacy will live on.
A few minutes of silence over the next week or so in the world of football to commemorate him. So
the football world will be a bit sad about that one, but
it's a big loss. But like we said, possibly maybe a little bit expected, and it's nice to know that he's not in pain any longer, and he can go up there and watch from above, which would be cool to see.
With his old mate Diego.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure they can get up to a bit of fun up there.
Yeah, they'll be having fun, like you said, kicking balls around who knows what other kinds of fun those two got up to, but we can all speculate.
Oh, exactly. I can imagine it was quite a bit of fun back then.
Yeah.
And I guess, staying on the track of possibly having a bit of fun, or maybe too much fun, Sammy Burgess failing a random drug test.
Yeah, look, bit of headlines for old Sammy Burgess again after, was he in trouble last year?
I think it was, last year or the year before that, yeah.
Something similar actually, so yeah, hopefully he can sort it out. It's a bit hectic, but probably expected when it comes to leagueies, but yeah, Sammy Burgess.
Yeah, not the headlines you want to be seeing yourself involved with.
No.
But I can imagine, he'll be trying to get it all sorted nice and easy. And
yeah, to be honest, I think by now it's pretty much all sorted. I just chucked that in the notes about a week ago, and it's sort of all swept under the rug.
I haven't seen anything about it, to be fair. So,
but yeah, it was pretty big for a day or two. But another one, Tommy Turbo, who's been shipped off by Manly off to the United States. Similar, I think it might even be the same guy Trell went to go see.
Oh, okay, so. I had seen that actually, that he's off to the US to try and figure out what this injury is that keeps causing him some grief, and try and get on top of that. So I think even as an opposition fan, you want to see someone like Tommy Turbo fit, as long as he's not playing too well when you're playing your team.
Exactly, yeah.
So he's one of those players that can change a game like that. So it'd be sad to see if his career was sort of to fall apart a little bit because of the injuries. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of league fans out there crossing their fingers and toes.
Exactly.
For Tommy Turbo to come through strong, and like you said, like Latrell, and hopefully work some wonders for him and come back just as strong, if not better.
Yeah, exactly. We saw it with Trell, so Manly fans, New South fans, but yeah, like you said, league fans, they'll all be hoping for it. But some more talking points for the league fans, I suppose. Also amongst the players, the new salary cap has been announced. A bit of an increase there, which they're reporting is looking pretty tasty, but who knows how it goes down with the players. But hopefully they're happy with it, and we can continue to see the game grow as it has done over the last 20
I think
years.
it can only be good. I think really it will hopefully allow especially a few of these other teams maybe to try and push on a little bit. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously we've got the Dolphins coming in this season, and a couple of teams that have done a little bit of shopping over the last few months, so it'll be interesting to see how it comes into play over the next few seasons, if that is the case.
Yeah, perhaps if we continue to see it grow, those ridiculous 1.5 million Munster deals will be commonplace for half.
Exactly. Yeah, there'll be some big money deals on the table, I can imagine. And continuing the track there of signings, a nice signing obviously announced. It's been sort of speculated for the last maybe month or so.
On and off, yeah.
Yeah, but for my Tigers, old Johnny Bateman. Now pretty solid signing. I got to say I'm pretty stoked with it. Obviously, I don't think he's going to be the player he was when he was at Canberra. But even if he can bring 60 to 70% of that, and I think what he can bring to some of these young back rows that we've got on the team, coming through. I think just what he can bring there in terms of the confidence, and coming in with a few of these players that we've brought in as well. I think it's going to be a completely different looking forward pack next year, which is going to be awesome. And hopefully see a couple of changes for the Tigs.
100%. I mean, he's a leader, international experience, grand final experience. He pretty much not single-handedly. There was a great Canberra side that got through to the grand final there, but he was certainly spearheading
one of the top ones. Yeah, that's for sure.
So yeah, if he can bring anything close to that, look, it only took a juggernaut of a Roosters side to stop them in the grand final. He'll be hoping to, like you said, reinvigorate that forward pack. He'll be having a whole new 5 in there this year, just about.
Yeah, it's
with returning from injury.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's going to be
a new look Tigs, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully come a completely different season to the last year, which would be You know, we can't get too much worse. I've said it a few times, so hopefully we can continue on and try and make some movements early on in the season, and try and, rather than chasing the 8, maybe sort of be around the bottom of that, and if we can get a good solid start to the season, there's no reason why we can't look to hopefully push on and continue. We won't have too many players out in Origin, I can imagine, so
possibly just Appy. Who else do you have?
All depending, I guess, on how some of the players are
depending on
playing.
how they will play. There's a couple of young guns out there, but yeah, mostly just Penrith. They get hit hard on that Origin week.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So,
as well as the Queensland sides and Melbourne, of course, for the Queensland team. But yeah, shall we crack on with a bit of Gunners? Nothing to report in terms of accountability yet again, but I've gone and tried to find you some value this week for the Gunners, so yeah, make sure to keep listening. But yeah, Gunners.
Yeah, now obviously, we got back into a little bit of the Premier League over the last few days, and Boxing Day over there for them, and the 27th morning for us, and it was awesome up against the Hammers. Not the first half maybe that lots of the fans were expecting, obviously going into the break there at 1-1 after conceding the pen. A little bit of a iffy challenge there, I think, to give away the pen. Maybe Ben White looked like he was coming in and covering it. So I don't know if it was something that was needed, but possibly what gave the lads a bit of fight, going in at half time, realising that they were behind and, needing to bring it out in the second half, put a bit more oomph into it. It seemed to be the case as we managed to, get those 3 goals there in the second half and sort of flip the game on its head a little bit, which was nice to see.
Yeah, good to see the front 3 all bagging. Saka, Martinelli and Kedia there, especially Eddie.
Awesome to see him getting on the goal sheet, eh?
Yeah, we need a big couple of months from him with Jesus out, depending on who we decide to sign, or like you maybe mentioned before, recall Balogun from Stade de Rennes.
Yeah, rough one, I think. Like you said, it maybe to only get his 2 or 3 months really to have a good shot at it, and the way he's going over there, he's got 10 goals now. And
I think long term it's possibly better for him, but yeah, if worst comes to worst, we've always got that option.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's always there.
But yeah, look, the whole front 3, we need them all to be firing to continue challenging for this title, and yeah, it was a beautiful second half performance there, and as long as we can keep playing like that, I don't see too many teams being able to catch us. Possibly City is still the big one that remain to be seen. Can we stave them off for an entire season?
Yeah, I definitely think you're looking at City. You've got obviously Newcastle there now, sitting up there in the top 3 as well. So
Newcastle playing some good football. Yeah,
we've got them. Them coming up. We've got a couple of tougher fixtures sort of as we finish up January and get into February, and obviously in February we also get to play up against City. So it'll be the big test, and if we're still in a position to be above them, and the options there for a draw, it's something that you'd happily take us.
100%.
It's definitely been nice to see that we've been able to bounce back after the World Cup. I think this is an important game to make sure we did get the 3 points. Make sure that we come back after this extended break, and some players have been away in pre-season, and obviously most of us managed to get to Dubai before coming back over, which was good to see. But some players have been at the World Cup, some players have been just training through, so it's nice to see that they've come back. The cohesion's still there, and I think that same fight that we spoke about a little bit, that ability to come back when you're in that situation, when you're down by 1, up against the team other end of the table, where it's possibly not what the most were expecting. So it's nice. It's good to see, and I think it's something to look forward to as we look ahead to another couple of games before we get into some FA Cup action, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Looking forward to also seeing what business we do in January to see if we can try and kick on with the lead. But
Yeah, lots of
Speaking
talk about Mudryk. Still, that apparently he's signed already. I haven't seen anything to confirm it, but
Yeah,
I think that'd be
a lot of
good,
talk about
good
that
signing,
one.
and I think another striker would be handy as well. Obviously, we all know that we need someone in there, but it's about finding someone who's going to be happy with battling it out with Jesus afterwards. Once he's back. So it's an interesting transfer to look to, I guess, as to how Arsenal go about it, how Arteta looks to go about it. Is a loan with an option to buy for somebody, or I've seen a little bit of talk about how Felix with a loan to buy. So it all depends on how they want to go with it, and it will be an interesting month or so before we get into Feb and see who we sign. Who maybe if we lose anyone, who knows if there's a few players that might be looking to go elsewhere as well.
Potentially, yeah.
January is always a busy time, and the transfer window is obviously I've always quite liked the transfer window. It's always quite enjoyable. So there'll be plenty of news to keep up to date with over the next month or so.
Absolutely. But speaking of the next month or so, starting off our January with December UK time, January in the land down under. Away versus Brighton should be a tough trip away, but you'd like to hope the way we've been playing this season, even though they've been playing pretty bloody good, I think this year to be, where are they in the table?
Seventh. Just had a look there. Seventh. They're above Chelsea on goal difference. Just a point behind Liverpool there, and 5 back from United. So it will be a tough one. I think. Brighton, obviously, Graham Potter leaving earlier on in the season, and it looked like they may have, fallen off a little bit. But De Zerbi's come in, looks to be doing the business with them. So it will be a tough one. But it looked like we looked fresh. I think after this little break, we looked fired up. So I'm hoping that similar looking lineup to what we had up against the Hammers, and hopefully we can come away with a few more goals like we did on what day? It's that time of the year where you forget what day it was. Tuesday. Tuesday after Christmas was
Wednesday
Sunday.
morning.
Yeah, Tuesday. That's Friday.
Yeah.
Tuesday or Wednesday morning, one of the two. But yeah, hopefully a few more goals like we saw the other day would be awesome.
100%. I think as long as we go and play to our potential, it should be 3 points. But last game before any potential signings come in, so last chance for Eddie to stamp his name, I suppose, in Arteta's plans for the next couple of months, as well as a couple of others there. But look, I've tried to find you a bit of value, as I said. I've gone Arsenal to win 2-0, and that's bringing you in $11. So, look, a couple of goals, clean sheet. We've been really good defensively away from home. You just having a look.
I'm just having a little look-see now.
Seeing if you can
Seeing what I can go
try
for.
finding your value there. I wouldn't mind chucking a goal scorer in there, but look,
325 he's paying, so it's not too shabby.
that's my bet. 2-0, $11.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I gotta say I quite like that. We're paying 210 there as well. What do you got if you go Arsenal for the win and Eddie to score? You're looking at 482. It's not too bad.
That's pretty decent.
Arsenal to win and Eddie to get a goal, $4.80. So
I like the chances.
chuck a couple of dollars on that and slowly build that Mulo up.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. Before we come back to the Emirates, up against a team who are flying high at the moment, one we spoke about earlier with Newcastle, and I think this is going to be another one that's going to be a real test for us to see how we go. They've got nothing to lose, I guess, the way that they're playing and the position that they're in. So I think they'll come out all guns blazing, and we'll have a few players you're going to have to look out for in that lineup. Almiron obviously has been playing awesome. Chris Wood scoring their first goal back, obviously only a pen, but then the first goal back after the World Cup. So should be a really, really good game, I'm thinking. It's nice to see someone different to the usual top six, battling it out up in the top there. So I think it's going to be a tough one. But I think again, if we play similar to the way we did in that second half and have that fight and have that passion, I think we should be all right to get over the line. You'd hope with 3 points in that one there.
Yeah, look, I mean, like I said, if we do, same as that Brighton game, if we do perform to our best, I think we probably do have a bit more than most teams this year, barring Man City, of course. But look, if you think Arsenal were one of the surprises of the season, Newcastle as well. I mean, who would have picked first and third at this stage of the year? It's going to be a bloody tough game, as you said. I believe they're very tough to score against. I think their defensive record is up there as one of the best in the league. So it'll be tough, but hoping that we have the firepower at home to...
Yep, considered 11 only in the league this season.
Best in the league.
Best in the league by one on us. So
the battle of the two best defences. So hopefully we can go out there, have a good performance defensively, and like I said, make sure we have the firepower and the chances to score a couple and go away with the 3 points there, because it'll be a good bang to start off the new year for the Arsenal. Excuse me. Look, particularly big test, like you said, for some of those players, particularly Odegaard, Saka and Martinelli there to
continue that form and
see if they can break down a really quality defence and create a couple of chances maybe for Eddie or themselves, because Odegaard, he was fantastic against West Ham. I thought controlling the game like Prime Mesut would do.
A real leader on the pitch. Really seems to slot into this captain role awesomely. So
gets stuck in a bit with
on the defence.
So the balance of the three of them with Xhaka and Partey being solid as ever. Xhaka's had some 9-10 out of 10s this year, but hasn't the two of them, they haven't dropped below a 7.5, 8 out of 10
it's been really good,
which is awesome. I mean, you often see an Arsenal player every now and then have one of those games where they do something silly, but not to be this year. It's been consistent footy, and hoping that the Arse can come away with the win. But my bet for this one certainly plays into the stats that you just brought up. The two best defensive teams in the league. I've gone for a scoreline again, and I've gone Arsenal to win 1-0, 8.50.
Yeah, see, I like that one there. I think obviously we're never going to be betting against the Arse. I think two awesome defences, and if there's going to be 3 points for us, we've got to get a goal on there. So I like that 1-0, $8.50. I think I like your chances there. I think that's a pretty good option there, punters. So if you want to have a look at that one there, jump on board. But it probably wraps us up for the footy. Obviously, not as much to cover this time around, but
just a couple of games. We don't really look at too much else. I mean, shout out to Haaland breaking the
well done to Haaland.
20 goals there and other Premier League news.
When you look at the names that are on that list with him and the amount of time it took them to score, Kane took 40 to score.
To be fair to some of them, a lot of them started their career in the Premier League, like Kane, but you look at some of those others and you think they were established stars when they got signed.
Aguero, and then you've got players. You can go back to like Kevin Phillips. I think he was the next quickest, I believe, Kevin Phillips, and then Torres, who obviously he was like when he sort of burst onto the scene there when he first started in the Premier League. So
Haaland's just made them look like dang average.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how he continues over the next 3, 4, 5 seasons, however long he stays at City, and I guess it'll depend on how many trophies they can lift. Who knows? Maybe we'll see him in the red and white of Arsenal one day when we win the league this year and steal it off City, and he wants to come and give it a crack with us.
Yeah, look, I think they're pretty disappointed with the way that Jesus and Zinchenko have worked out for us. I don't
Yeah,
know
I don't
if
see
they'll
us
be
getting anyone from them again.
signing anyone, especially from that first 11 of theirs. But look, I like the thought of it. Haaland, yeah, I can picture him in the red and
Yeah,
white.
it looked good.
Yeah,
But,
you look good, mate.
It probably wraps us up. Now we'll get a little have a little look into the cricket. It's been a pretty busy last couple of days in terms of the world of cricket.
Yeah, there's been a couple of Boxing Day tests to absorb and
Sink your teeth into over
sink
the
your
last
teeth
few
into,
days.
I
Eh? Well,
suppose.
sit down and have your fourth serving of
Christmas
ham on
ham.
toast or whatever way you want to eat your ham. For me, it's the croissant, lots of butter on it, ham, cheese, and one of two mustards, either the Dijon or the Dijonais. We've actually got a nice bottle of Dijonais at the moment, or the hot English. So it's that's been my ham of choice, I guess, over the last few days, and it's been awesome to sit down and sink your teeth into a little bit of Christmas ham and a little bit of cricket at the same time. And I got to say, I've been a little bit lazy in terms of the cricket, sort of getting around with the boys and forgetting my laptop and not being bothered to go back around and get it, but tuned in yesterday and pretty stoked to be able to see old mate Kane raise the bat there for a nice 200.
Oh yeah, look, after not the best start to the game there with the Pakistani captain getting off to a flyer 160 odd there after the big man Daz Mitchell dropped him early, but yeah, look, awesome fight back capped off by Kano bringing up the double ton. Latham also getting 100 there, and Conway just short in the 90s. But another huge shout out goes to Ish Sodhi.
Yeah,
Someone not really known for his exploits with the bat, bringing up 65, and yeah, brilliantly supported Kane to make sure he could tick up enough runs to get ourselves into a nice little first innings lead there. And look, it's going to be an interesting day today. We're going to have to get them all out pretty cheaply, and then look, if there is anything to go in and chase down, we'll have to go and get it pretty quickly. But look, I don't think we're in a position to lose, particularly look, after that monumental effort with the bat and a really good day start to the day. Look, we're 40 minutes in, I believe, and we've already got 2 of the 8 wickets that we required overnight.
Yeah,
so
really nice to see. Obviously, the Ali and Baba Azam both out for
Awesome.
for not very many runs as well, which is good. So 100 for 4 they are at the moment, as it stands. So like you said, not going to be too much time to chase things down if we do need to do that. But hopefully we can get a couple of wickets early on, and only have.
Get into the bowlers early.
Yeah, get into those bowlers early, and then hopefully if we do have anything to chase, it's not very much. If not, it'd be nice to see the Black Caps not having to get the bats out again. 74 runs they need at the moment to give us something to chase.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to getting into a bit of that once we finish up here. But it's been awesome. So really good to see there from the Black Caps. And then for our neighbours across the ditch, Aussie up against South Africa, and another 200 that we've seen over the last couple of days as well, I believe. Was it Dave Warner racking up the double ton?
Dave Warner, yep, double ton there. Another hugely impressive victory there for the Australians. Look, 7, I don't know what happened to. Did they make it past 200 in the end?
Yeah, 204 they were bowled out for. So
there we go, 7 innings in a row.
One by an innings and 182, which isn't very flash there for South Africa, that's for sure.
Yeah, look, it's a very big loss there for the South Africans. They'll be stinging after that. But look, Aussie and Aussie, they're always tough to beat, and got to cut the South Africans a little bit of slack there, I suppose. But yeah, Dave Warner racking up a double ton and his 100th test there was probably the headline moment. He's been under a lot of pressure lately. The selectors to drop him, had pressure on him even to retire, but look, standing up to the critics in an emphatic style there with a double ton, and I guess shows his class as a batsman. But yeah, another couple of really good performances there. Cam Green with a 5 in the first innings.
Yeah, really good turnout there for him after signing that nice cool contract in the IPL there.
Yeah, what, 3.1 Australian million
Yeah,
for
unreal.
7 or 8 weeks playing
The big bucks, that's for sure, playing over there.
cricket over in India. So look, he said he's going to go splash out and buy himself an iPad, but look, you'd be looking to spend a bit more than that, I reckon.
Oh, I'm sure he'll get out there and get himself something nice, that's for sure. But 100%. I did hear that a few of the boys were giving him sticker. He's a little bit jealous that they all had some pretty flash looking iPads, so he'll be out there to the Apple store first thing in the morning, I'm sure, after signing that and indulging in a nice new iPad, possibly.
Yeah, he'll be getting the top of the line one they have, I reckon.
Or a Fruit Ninja or Subway Surfer or something along those lines. Maybe needs a bit more room for the finger flicking. Who knows what it's for?
Yeah, good fun on the planes over all around the world, over to India and back. But yeah, another big shout out, Alex Carey.
Yeah,
Test
all up for 111, I believe he was in the end, and also helped Aussie along to get that big first innings score to set South Africa a pretty hefty target there.
Yeah, and look, pretty cool story behind Alex Carey. Obviously, was drafted by the Golden State, Greater Western Sydney AFL team there, and didn't quite cut the mustard, so decided to give cricket a go, and he's risen all the way through to the Test team, and yeah, brought up 100 on Boxing Day. It's probably no bigger milestone for a cricketer, so yeah, good on him. And like you said, helping Aussie to set South Africa a huge target that we couldn't even unfortunately make the Aussies bat again, but it's been the story of those two tests really, hasn't it? Aussie, even into that West Indies series, they've been hugely dominant over those 4 games.
Yeah, it was looked a little bit unfair even in that series there against the West Indies, but it looks like that's similar here up against South Africa, and I think it'll be every other nation will be worried for coming up against Aussie, that's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. They're looking particularly ominous in their home conditions, but yeah, let's just hope the Black Caps can get the job done over in Pakistan. So yeah, make sure to tune into that if you're watching along tonight. But it's probably just wraps us up in terms of the cricket there.
Yeah.
Just the couple of test series going on that we're interested in at least. I don't know if there's too much else being played around.
Not that I'm aware of.
Bit of Big Bash League and domestic cricket around, but yeah, haven't really been keeping too up to date with all of that. But yeah, on to a bit of NBA, shall we?
Yeah, a brief little foray into the NBA now. It's slightly better news for us Wizards fans this time around after getting 3 wins on the trot. A nice 25-point win up against the Suns, I believe it was yesterday. So it moves us into, I'm just having a little look now, moves us into 12th, obviously. We've got the play-ins now as well, so it's not all doom and gloom, still plenty more games to be played. And hopefully we can build on this little streak we're on now and try and push on, get back into that 8 again and catch up to you boys who are sort of sitting right on the edge there of the 8.
Yeah, look, we've slid in the last week there, down to 18 and 18, having lost our last 5. But the biggest news of the losing streak, I suppose, Luka Doncic creating a bit of history there with
wow,
a 60-point
20-10, I believe his triple double was.
Yeah, fucking hectic. And yeah, look, another loss up against the Spurs this afternoon. Never like to lose to a team called the Spurs, but still sitting in 8th spot in that play-in sort of
60,
spots.
21 and 10. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
it's crazy stuff, eh?
Yeah, that's unreal, eh? Not bad when you also. I was going to say he's also had someone in his team score 50. but that was him just 4 days before. He dropped a 50-10 double-double, so it's not too bad there either. He's a machine. Yeah, that's a great way to describe him.
NBA. It's been tough the last week for a Knicks fan, but we're hoping to kick on and keep flirting our way in those playoff spots and extend our season a bit more than the regular 82 games this year, which would be nice for a Knicks fan. It hasn't happened too often over the last few years, but that's probably just about us for our quick foray into the NBA. But some other big news for the week with the return after their little Christmas break, I believe. The World Dart Championships are back, and
they sure are.
Plenty going on there.
Heaps of interesting games that have been played over the last few days. We're obviously into the third round now. I believe the fourth round may start tonight, our time, and plenty of the top seeds obviously still left to play. We've only got one player left, not in that top 32 seeded players there, Alan Suter. 17th there in the list there of the Pro Tour Order of Merit. Obviously Josh Rock lost this morning, unfortunately, which was so yes, we're into the fourth round. Sorry, I've just had a look there. We've had our fourth round start overnight, so we've got two players into the quarterfinals, and Gizzy and Johnny Clayton. Johnny Clayton managing to pull off the win this morning there against Josh Rock. But last night, there was a game on. Big Dirk van Duivenbode, one of my favourite players, and a player who sort of shot onto the scene this year, winning the European Championships. And Smudger, Ross Smith, now a player that I've just in the last 12 hours have grown a huge affinity to after watching that game. Now, Fred and Jaden and I were up late watching the darts, and Fred was going to prepare himself to head off for Festy season today, and he wasn't going to stay up and watch it, but we had a look and it looked like it was going to be a pretty good game. They said at the start that it was the two highest hitting 180 hitters throughout the tournament, and in a 7-set dart match the highest total of 180s hit between two players was 29, so we were crossing our fingers that they were going to get there, and at one stage it looked like they may not, because it looked like Ross Smith was going to come away with the win. I think he missed 5 match darts there in the end. But Dirk was able to bring it back, and it allowed them to get 31, I believe, 18 and 13 180s between them, or respectively, throughout the match. And Ross Smith hitting the 18 there, unfortunately not able to take the win. But there's some pretty tasty fourth round matchups that we've got over the next couple of days. We've got Clemens there up against Suter, who'll be looking to continue his fine form after knocking out Gurney and Danny Noppert. Michael Smith versus Joe Cullen's going to be a great one. Luke Humphreys up against Stephen Bunting after he knocked out Chizzy this morning. That's going to be a really good one. You've got Cam Huybrechts and Dimitri Vandenberg in the Battle of the Belgians. After Huybrechts knocked out defending champion Peter Wright 4-1 the other day, so that was a big one. And then the last two games of that fourth round, you've got MVG up against the man we've just been speaking about, Big Dirk, and then Rob Cross up against Chris Dobie in the other fourth round matchup. But quarterfinals start on the 1st of Jan, so 2nd of Jan here our time. So there's lots more darts to be played. I believe the final is set there for the 3rd of January, so I'm looking forward to that. 13 sets. It'll be a nice couple of hours of darts to sit through, and hopefully we see something like we did last night, where it comes all the way down to a sudden death leg at the end, which would be awesome to see.
That'll be very, very dramatic. Love a good sudden death final. Probably just about wraps us up for the week if that's all for the darts.
Yeah, it probably does. Bit of a smaller one this week, bit of a shorter one. Short and sweet as we're cracking into this festive season, and a little bit less obviously we've just had a nice big hearty month of World Cup to get into, and obviously a lot of that national glory is all finished up now, but we'll keep you up to date with what's going on in the Premier League, and we'll have some transfers to get into over the next week or two. But as always, thank you for listening. Remember to give us a like and a follow and a share on all your social medias.
Yeah, thanks for listening or thanks for watching. If you're watching along on YouTube, but yeah, like Nat said, give us a follow and yeah, enjoy the footy, enjoy the return of the Premier League, your New Year's celebrations, whatever you may be doing, whether you're at a festival getting munted or
Whatever
having
you
an early one, getting out on the greens bright and early New Year's Day like the man beside me.
We're going for 3 years running. First one out on the Royal Waitemata on New Year's Day there to start the year off, and hopefully get out there and get underneath 80 and get a couple of birds involved, and just make sure you don't hit your first hole in one when there's no one else there to watch you. But if you are going out there and celebrating, remember to stay safe, everything in moderation.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't do anything we wouldn't do. So, but yeah, as always, stay safe. Thank you for listening and for tuning in, and we'll see you here next week.
Yeah, see you then. Ciao.
Ciao.
Marshall skips away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside.
Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing.
Bennett and the Dragons win the grand final.
Whips that one away, and Kane Williamson and his team now World Test champions.